You feel it every day. Those invisible eyes watching every move you make. So you smile when you don't want to. You hide the real you behind a face that keeps everyone comfortable. Every decision gets pulled by invisible strings. What will they think becomes the loudest voice in your head. You scroll, you compare, you shrink. Other people's opinions start living rent-free in your mind. You stand at every crossroads and choose the path that looks safest to everyone else. You silence your own voice before anyone else even has the chance to judge it.
You carry their expectations like a heavy backpack you never asked to wear. Meanwhile, you watch others live freely and wonder why that freedom never feels available to you. The spotlight of other people's opinions keeps you frozen in place. And deep down you start asking the quietest, heaviest question. What would happen if you finally stopped caring what they think? You start ideas, then erase them, because somewhere in your mind someone is already laughing. You open your mouth in a room full of people, and suddenly the words feel too dangerous to say. You protect your dreams by hiding them. Better to keep them safe than risk someone calling them silly. You wear different versions of yourself, hoping one of them will finally be accepted. Over time, the real you starts to fade, even in your own reflection.
You sit on the outside of conversations, wondering if you were ever meant to belong. Opportunities appear, but the fear of judgment closes the door before you can walk through. Their opinions fall on you every day until you start believing they must be true. Days pass, weeks pass, and the life you wanted stays postponed. You curl into yourself, carrying a quiet weight no one else can see. You look for yourself in the picture of your own life and find only a faint outline where you used to be.
You
In
haven't told anyone
conversations,
about this,
you
have
become
you?
the listener, the
Are
nodder,
you sure you're ready
the
to
safe
share
one.
this with me?
Your real thoughts
worry,
stay
take
locked
your time.
behind a polite smile.
Don't.
You watch other people's lives fill the walls while your own story stays unfinished and unseen. Something inside begins to crack. Not loudly, just quietly, day after day. You walk through hallways built from other people's expectations and forget which door was ever yours. Even joy becomes careful. You stop dancing the moment you remember someone might be watching. Your mind fills with their voices until your own voice feels like a small, almost forgotten line. You carry their approval in one hand and your silence in the other until both become too heavy to hold. At night, the weight becomes clearer. You meet your own tired eyes and barely recognize them. You place a hand on your chest and another on your mind, and realize how long you've been living for an audience that never stops watching. You stand in the middle of the crowd and still feel completely alone. Your inner compass no longer points to what you want. It only spins toward what feels safe. At night, the performance finally stops and the exhaustion settles into your bones. You almost say yes to yourself. Then the old question returns and you pull away. You remember a version of you that used to move freely. That version feels farther away every year. Even when something bright calls you upward, you keep looking down at the faces that might disapprove. You open the page to write your truth, but the pen never quite touches the paper. You stand near the people you care about,
That was so
yet
funny.
somehow still feel like a visitor in your own life.
Yeah, that was the best.
Every step forward still feels connected to a chain you never agreed to wear. You sit in the quiet and begin to wonder how much longer you can keep living this way. You look in the mirror and the person looking back feels incomplete. Something inside you is still alive, pressing against the walls you built to keep everyone else comfortable. The road ahead is empty of their voices. For the first time, you notice how quiet it could be. You realize you have been keeping your own light in a cage so no one could criticize its shape. Their opinions fall on you like constant rain until you forget what dry ground feels like. You have been feeding their expectations while your own needs sit empty and ignored. Every step you take away from their shadows makes the path ahead a little clearer. There is a book you stopped reading a long time ago. Its title is simply Who I Really Am. You stand at the edge of something wide and open and feel both the fear and the quiet pull of freedom. In the silence, you finally meet yourself again and sense a small light beginning to return. Something shifts. The faces that once controlled you begin to lose their power and fade. You open the cage and watch your own light rise free for the first time in years. You open the book you abandoned and find that your real story was waiting the whole time. You stand at the same crossroads, but this time you choose the path that belongs only to you. You set down the heavy backpack of other people's opinions and feel your shoulders rise again. You look in the mirror and finally see a complete person looking back. The constant rain of judgment stops. A quiet sunlight begins to return. You pick up the pen and write something that is fully, unapologetically yours. You take a real breath and feel space open inside your chest. You stand on your own path with the old chains broken behind you and a quiet freedom beginning to grow. You start walking again. This time, your steps belong only to you. You speak your truth without shrinking, without apologizing, without checking their faces first. You close the door on the old need for approval and walk away lighter than you have felt in years. In the quiet, you discover a simple peace that no opinion can take from you. You choose the path that feels true and leave the crowded ones behind without regret. The people who remain are the ones who see the real you. No performance required. You protect the light in your own chest and let it guide every decision. You look up at the open sky and finally feel space around your life again. You write the final page of the old story and gently close the book. You place a hand over your heart and realize the quietest truth of all. When you stop caring what they think, you finally start living as yourself,